I have this startup that's going to go public. I need a little angel investing. I need you guys to jump on board. You got a little cash? Jump in on the stock? You don't want to miss this train. We're going to ride it all the way to the top. Or ride that bull until it multiplies. You're going to get a 10, 20x return on this investment. You're going to ride these stocks until they go to the moon. Hodl. Because this is going to be a wild ride. So I'm Dan.
Oh, I'm Nick, folks.
We're old friends dissecting one topic at a time. People, technology, media, we've got it all covered.
Each discussion here is a deep dive into our unique perspective. The taboo, forbidden subjects,
Sweet Jesus.
They're all on the chopping block, baby. We don't pander to popular opinion. We might even get a little bit dirty.
Warning, this podcast may contain mature language and sexual content, and is for infotainment purposes only.
So join us. Have a good time.
Open up your ear holes, because we're going to fondle your follicles.
Boom.
Okay.
Let that resonate in your chest, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Feel it.
Hey. Hey.
Ooh.
Hey.
So we're going to talk about
Hey.
stock. I'm Dan.
I'm Nick.
And
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're still here.
Yes. They've watched us for over 100 episodes. If this is the first series, second series has fewer episodes in it. Nick is also drinking wildly tonight to cover his depression. He's masking it. He's already.
We don't call that depression. We actually call it bull.
He's I'm bearish on Nick's attitude right now.
Bearish. I'm bear. I'm in bear mode right now.
He's a big bear.
Big.
So
it's weird because there's different people in my community. Some are hairier than others. Some are the bottom. Some are the top. Some are powerful. Some are the bear. Some are hairless. They're Twinkies. We call them twinks.
You're gonna offend everybody in the beginning. That needed to be a better joke.
Joke.
Couldn't handle being called the bear. You are very furry.
I am. Except when I trim my body hair.
Yeah. Okay. Stock and crypto.
Stocks, folks. Stocks! Ding, 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 ding. Mad money. We're talking Kramer here.
Yeah.
If you've come to us for advice, we cannot give it to you.
We hold positions in certain holdings that may or may not be swayed by the outcome of this podcast. I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile. It might be negative, actually. I should sell right now. I should sell. It's going down. It's sell very fast.
Sell.
Buy now. It's low enough. Buy. Yeah.
So, what he's getting at, folks, is he's got money in the stock. I don't. So anything he says,
stock.
Don't trust a word the man says. Trust your guy over here, Nick.
All your base belong to us. Stock.
I was talking to someone about that the other day, but anyway. So what's a stock? When does it become a stock? What is it like? I can buy Google. I can buy Apple. No one knows what that means, do they? What's a stock?
What is a stock?
Well, let's go to Wikipedia, our favorite supplier of information. We should just call this podcast Wikipedia. Expounded.
No, it's so if you have a company and you need to expand really fast, you put your company on the public market. So the public market allows other people to invest in your company, and it's typically through an IPO.
Anyone?
Usually
I'm serious. I have no idea.
Initially, it's brokers who value your company at a certain amount. It's a valuation. And you get a group of them to buy into your company, and then they use their shares to buy it to lower people, which are usually accredited investors, which is there's certain income requirements, or they're usually stipulations based on how close in with the broker they are. You need to meet certain requirements.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. There are rules on that? Like you can't be BFF with the broker?
You can be BFF with the broker. That's the thing. Is if you're like a preferred customer, you get a shot at the IPO, which is initial public offering.
That's so funny. I actually knew what an IPO was, but I didn't know what it meant. So it's like the first shot at the stock? Is that what that is?
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Cool.
the main route that most stocks take to go public. So they sell a portion of their company for a certain amount with a certain.
Well, hold on. Let's do it with the unpanners. Okay.
Sure. We're valued.
Let's use the unpanners as.
What are we valued at?
Probably half a billion.
Half
a billion. That's not.
Do a nice even number, so like 100 billion.
No, 100 million.
100. Oh, okay, fine. I'll be fair. 100 million.
This is a startup here.
And I own
so we're
80% of it.
70. I'm giving you over half. Let's. Okay. Is this a barter system?
Anyway. Yeah. My lawyer he's nodding. He's saying yes.
He's nodding. This is okay. This is acceptable.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Fair.
And you own what?
Oh, I can't do math like that.
30%.
I need a calculator. Anyway, no. What I'm saying is, so we decided to go public. Is that thing? Who do I talk to? Hey, IRS, we're going public. Is there a company we go to? Is it the New York Exchange?
Investors, like you would go down to you make it so that people knew, so the brokers know, the people with the money
has to be public knowledge.
They call it a road show. So like you go on this road show, and then everyone kind of like values your company.
Pony show for the unpanners.
Pony show.
I'm gonna wear that pair of underwear you got me. That's it.
That's
all I'm gonna wear.
That's how you're gonna make your money.
We're gonna garner some attention. I'll tell you that. We got attention on Wall Street.
So you go on a road show, and everyone with money, every investor, every broker will look at what you're trying to sell, and then they'll buy a certain amount. And you can agree
I can shake my rump at them and say, "Hey, what do you think we're worth?"
Probably not 100 million.
Probably not.
Yeah. So
then
they will invest in your company. You give them a certain percentage of stock, and on a certain day, your stock goes public. Everyone else starts trading it. And what does that mean?
Sure.
So the price of a stock is dictated by what?
Supply and demand?
Yeah, pretty
much. Is that it?
Yeah. You have an ask price and a bid price, and they meet in the middle, and that's the price that you see.
Cool. That makes sense. That actually does make sense. You know, how much people want it versus how much you're offering it for. Hey, you're pricing it way too much, so you got to bring it down. Or, hey, this isn't great. It's in so much demand. People want it. People want it.
Everyone, there's so much hype involved in this one. There's so much hope. There's so much growth. Their quarterlies are off the charts. They got so much volatility. It's perfect time to jump in right now. I'm telling you. Ooh, you're gonna miss it,
baby.
You're gonna miss this train. It's gonna ride your way to Sugar Town.
So who's making the money here? The investors and brokers, the early getting guys who are buying and selling if they're selling high or something.
Oh yeah, if it's an IPO and it's in a period of prosperity, there are certain IPOs that are like, if you buy in right at the time that it is like right the day before, which is like the broker's cost of going in a stock, you can like 10x your money in a short amount of time. Like
it's wild.
Within a few months. It has happened, so it's crazy.
So then what happened? So I'm John Q. Public. I'm sitting at home. My favorite podcast is the Unpanners. I friggin' watch it every week. It's wicked good. That's not I guess that's not a Chicago accent, but that's fine.
Wicked good.
Let's say he buys 10 shares. Let's say he has enough to have 1% of the company. By the way, the shares are broken up
by episode.
Random.
10% of the company means that you get the shittiest episodes first. 10 shitty episodes.
Well, in a real scenario, if someone buys stock in something like our company, what would they be getting? Just say in our, like, what are they buying into, actually?
They're buying into our revenue. So
ownership?
Future revenue, they're expecting us to continue podcasting. They're expecting us to grow.
To keep making money.
They own part of the content, technically. And they own the brand. If we were to merchandise anything or gain advertising bucks, that would be...
Do they have any say in anything we do?
It depends how much they own. So if
it's under 50, it's like,
Well, you could have... If it was like, I put my shares up for public use, then it could be like 30, 40, and they could have a controlling interest because they would have a larger amount. Usually,
whoever has the highest amount is the controlling amount, correct? Okay.
Yeah. But usually it's like, let's just say 2 people, company versus other people, because you would probably side with me, hopefully, because then we would win 60-40. technically. But if they had 51% or 50-50, then they can dictate what happens. They could fire us and replace us with whoever they wanted.
Can you imagine they fired us? Oh, God. You people at home, you in Chicago, God bless you. Oh, my God. So, wait. Can you force your way to buy something and destroy it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're a billionaire and you see a stock and you really hate the unpanders, you could buy like 60% of their stock and hope that me and you, who are priority shareholders, would sell. I mean, there's a price for everything.
To take over.
So then he would, so he takes over and then he fires us because he hates us.
Yep.
I mean, does that preclude us from starting another podcast, or how does that work?
Actually,
are there terms he would give us?
I don't know what that would mean.
He would probably give us terms. He would say, you two can't be together for a podcast for at least, 2 years, whatever. He would give stipulations on buying us out and everything.
Yeah, no.
And then kick us to the curb. And then what would he do with the brand? Just sink it because he hates us?
Maybe he sees something in it that we're not doing.
No. I think he just did it because he hates us.
So you're going to play it off better.
Yeah.
Better for us, worse for the podcast.
Damn, I hope he doesn't ruin the podcast and give us $1 billion each. Ugh, that'd be terrible.
So why haven't you invested?
Yeah. Oh, I don't have disposable income.
If you did, would you invest?
I would think about it. It's one of those things where I'm
cautious.
So I am cautious, but it's not just caution. I don't like fake money. Is that a thing? Can I talk about that?
Something you can't hold, you can't touch in your hands. We talked about this in the...
I can't even see this in
checked.
the episode. That's correct. So my father always hated my science facts. I was always into science. Hey, Dad, did you know Venus can get to 500 degrees Celsius at night and negative 200 in the morning or whatever? And he would be like, who told you that? And I'd be like, it was in this book. It got published. My dad would be like, how do they know? And I'd always be like, it's in the book, Dad. You have to respect the book. Anyway, my favorite subject is science. I love outlandish facts. I love crazy stuff. And my dad would always just look at me whenever I told him these things. He was like, how do you know? Because my dad's you got to feel it. You got to be there. You got to put your hands on it. I'm going to make burgers tonight. Like, I can touch the burgers. We're going to make burgers. Like, you know what I mean? We're going to cook it.
Don't touch my burger.
He makes a real good burger. My dad's a great cook, actually. I give him full credit. That's one of his secret talents that didn't rub off on me, but I'm getting better at it. But that's my thing. Like, to this day, I think I still don't believe in money I can't touch. Investments.
Because you think someone's going to take it and steal it, and you'll look back at your account and it'll be gone.
I think so. A little bit. And another thing, like, there's no one I can talk to. It's not like I'm handing my money to Jimmy Foxo 107 and being like, hey, Jimmy Foxo, how's that thing doing? He's like, it's doing pretty good, Nick. The other day we made 1.1%. I'm just telling you, there's no one to tell me that. I'm just looking at numbers on a website or a computer screen and hoping that this money, wherever the flying hell it is making me more money and is going to come back to me. And as an individual who doesn't make a lot of money, doesn't have a lot of breaks, doesn't have disposable income, I feel like everything's out to get me. And usually anytime I invest in something, I get screwed somehow. Does that make sense?
I understand your fear. Yeah.
And it is what it is. I don't have money to throw around and experiment with. So if I did, maybe I'd go, oh, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This makes sense. But I don't.
Say you had 10 grand to put in, and okay, 1 grand to put in. Let's make it 1.
Let's make it 1 grand. This is a ridiculous number anyway, but
okay. And you're 30-ish now. Let's just say 30. Mm-hmm. Say you held it until you're 40. Now,
what's it? By the way, a stock.
Say S&P 500 is an index of the top stocks in, I think, the United States. I think they're American.
Okay.
They might be
top 500.
Top 500. So, say you invested in that. The historical return is 7%. So that means in 10 years.
And is that the top 500 stocks? You kind of divvy up your money into them somehow?
You don't. It's called it's a fund, index fund. So an index fund will take the top stocks at the time and distribute your money for you because they hold positions. Yeah. Based on how the market cap, which is the total value of the company, is at that time. So they'll divvy it up based on that, and then it will be auto shuffled around based on what stocks are coming up or dropping out.
This is the shit that bothers me. Based on auto shuffle, like I'm like a little bit like
you don't trust it. You're fearful.
I don't. I really don't. I'm not fearful. I know if someone gets screwed, it's the guy with the lowest amount of money.
Because no one cares about them. You can't sue.
Exactly. I'm literally the guy. I'm him. I'm the one who, if it doesn't go right and they have to cut someone, it's me.
See,
right?
I'll say it right now.
I'm not saying they will cut me. I'm saying if something goes wrong.
I've been involved in stocks where something went wrong, and there are class action lawsuits because they treat stock of the same class the same.
Okay.
So if there's something that goes wrong, someone with more money will sue on your behalf, and then the class action lawsuit will come back. I've gotten like $7 out of class action lawsuits.
I actually was a benefit of one that had to do with school loans. I think they were giving out phone numbers or something.
Oh.
And I don't even know if I was in that collective or that I got harassed by phone calls, but I took the $17. I got 17 on that one.
Yeah.
Brought it to the bank. Look for me. You can sue me back.
Also,
good luck getting it.
I'll cover class of stock. There's different classes, and you can determine who has voting rights. So part of that, like majority owner, depends on your class of stock. You can create stock that doesn't have any voting rights, which means they will never take ownership of your company.
So it's just like revenue stock or something?
It's like class A, B, and C. Yeah, class stock that is just for dividends as well as gains, which is the increase on the stock price. Gains. Don't you want these big gains?
What's gains, baby?
So if you held $1,000 in an S&P 500 index fund for 10 years, you would double your money. So that means and this is inflation adjusted, if you were 30 and put it in there, by 40 you'd have 2,000, by 50 you'd have 4,000, and by 60 you'd have $8,000.
How exciting.
A long, long wait to $8,000. But this is compounding interest.
Not that exciting. That is compounded?
Yeah. Because
interesting.
It
cool.
compounds in on itself. If you had $100,000, you'd have $800,000 by the end of that period.
Wild. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's what people bank on. That's the financially independent retire early movement. That's people in their 20s putting in as much money as they can, because after that, it matters that much less, which is a terrible way to put it. But if you're in your 40s and retiring or trying to retire early and you don't have any savings, the compounding interest doesn't help you as much as if it was in your 20s.
It's a time thing.
Yes. Value growth
Patience
over time.
Over virtue. Interesting. I don't like it.
So there are pieces that they're like people that are alpha traders. They try to like seduce you into buying into a stock. They kind of suggest that, oh, it's the right time. It's got a MACD. It's got an EMA. You're gonna do all these sort of crazy, like they'll throw in acronyms.
Bell curve.
Oh yeah, look at that. It's gonna bounce right up. It's gonna hit off the bottom and you're just gonna pop. It's gonna pop. They throw out these terms, and it's got like candlestick indicators. It's got a doji, it's 3 white soldiers. It's black crows. You just want to buy. Just get in right now. Those people piss me the fuck off. I hate those people.
So hold on. Also, for the listener, you want to buy something when the stock is shitty.
You want to buy when
it's cheaper.
Growth ahead of you, and there's hype. Growth and hype.
Sure. So the idea is buy it when it's worth less than it will be worth later.
That's a terrible way of saying it. Buy it when it's low and sell it when it's high is what they say.
Yeah.
Or if you have cryptocurrency, just hodl until.
Oh damn, we're getting into crypto. Crypto. You got cryptocurrency? Of course I got cryptocurrency.
So we could talk
about the only way to buy.
Only way to buy what?
The only way to buy black pie on the black market.
Don't you want some pie?
Yeah. Pie's been illegal for 10 years, Ma. Can you imagine if pie was illegal in Britain? and then you had to buy it on the black market? You would have to use cryptocurrency. So what is cryptocurrency, ultimately?
It's supposed to be a form of currency. It's essentially indelible. So you have this really long number that is your wallet, and you have this really long number which is the key to that wallet, and it's pretty much unbreakable. And then every transaction you do gets folded into a giant blockchain. That means that it's on a ledger, it's saved, and that is indelible. So
and everyone can see the blockchain, correct?
Yes, they can mine through it and look at it, and it's.
So here's my question. Even put it in dumber terms, okay? It's fake money.
Yep.
That was given a value. Okay. We'll say each cryptocurrency is worth $1,000. Value is different than price, which I thought was wild when I was researching this.
So value is the inherent worth of something. The price is what it is being traded at.
Correct. So it's sold at a price. Sorry. Let's say Bitcoin. That's the big one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that the number one? Right?
Yeah, Bitcoin's number one.
Was that one of the earliest too?
It was. I think it was the original. It was started by, what is his name, Nick?
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah. There's a market cap of $170 trillion.
Holy shit.
That sounds like a lot, doesn't it?
So what he did, or he or they, because no one knows who this is, because it was anonymous, technically.
They created some computer code that essentially did all the mining, the generation, and the ledger, and the checking out of transferring of money. Pretty much made it so that it didn't need human people to be involved in the transactions or the trading.
Right. Everything's going to be regulated. But what it is you buy into this, you get X amount of these tokens. We'll call them coins. Bitcoin, as it said. You buy it at X amount of price. The more people that buy in, the more people that start using it, the more transactions there are, the more companies that start saying, okay, we'll accept Bitcoin, the more its value increases. And so it's worth more on the market.
Its usage is supposed to be the value, but I think it's really being used as gold. Like if you're hoarding gold, it's something that you can't. For some reason, gold is always valued. It has uses, yes, but I think Bitcoin, it has its value in being permanent. Is that once you have a Bitcoin, it's yours, regardless of whether you lose your house, whether the market goes down. It's still one.
Well, it's not volatile because it's not regulated by the market. See,
the value
the downside
of the coin
is
doesn't change.
Exactly. What's interesting, I thought, is that most money and currency is backed by a government. It's regulated. It has inflation affects it. Bitcoin, etc., does not. Bitcoin is not regulated by banks. No, I literally read this tonight.
They're mining Bitcoin, so that is an inflation.
Well, that's a different kind of inflation. Yes. That's not inflation of the economy.
But that's exactly what the government does: is they print more money, and that's inflation. The economy also has other values tacked on goods, but I don't know that. I would still say that Bitcoin has inflation built into it, but not enough, apparently, because it's going crazy right now. We're at like the peak.
What's it doing right now? So hold on. Let's say it started in 2009, I think, right? So it was officially released, and you could buy Bitcoin
for like $5.
What you could do? $5? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Wow, that's wild.
So you could literally buy one Bitcoin and have it be worth I don't know what the multiple is on $5 to $20,000.
Well, you're talking about at its heyday.
Yeah,
is that
like
what it's up to again?
No,
Did it get back up there?
It's up around $10,000 right now.
Okay, $10,000 seems to be its hovering price, if I were to say so myself.
And I'll compare it to, let's say, Wall Street. The first New York Stock Exchange was made in 1792. So this idea of having stock in something is not new. I said Bitcoin has $170 trillion behind it. The New York Stock Exchange has $30 trillion. Did I say that right?
Damn, son.
I'm just making.
You could be right.
I think I am right. Yeah, it has $170 billion traded daily.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but Bitcoin has $13 trillion traded daily.
That's a lot.
Is that? Did I write that right? Did I? Maybe no. 169 billion.
That sounds like value overall.
Yeah, 170 billion market cap for Bitcoin, and 13 billion volume. Did I say trillion in the beginning? Fuck me. There's too many numbers in this goddamn.
Hey, listen, I hate math too, dude. Listen.
Let me rephrase those because I feel horrible for getting them wrong. Bitcoin, 170 billion. Daily trade, 13 billion. New York Stock Exchange, 30 trillion. Daily trade, 170 billion.
Christ. Good Lord.
So the New York Stock Exchange is what, like 10 times larger?
Roughly.
100 times?
But that's also
1,000 times.
It's also how many different companies more?
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of different value.
Thousands more.
Fuck, I ruined that. Damn it, it's pissed me off.
Everyone's gonna be so mad at this episode.
Yeah.
So, Bitcoin. The other idea behind it, I think, is with the blockchain. Is the idea that everyone can see all the transactions. Everyone can see what's going on. You can't fake it, in quotes. I mean, who knows? But the idea behind this money was that it was not regulated by any government. You couldn't fake it. It was super permanent. You could have it forever. It's not subject to government inflation. Other inflations will allow for. And you could use that money to do anything with. I mean, buy the old thing back in 2010, 2011 was that you could buy drugs with it. You could buy hookers with it.
And people spent
because like
a Bitcoin on a pizza. And now they're like
did
crying.
They?
Yeah.
Oh damn, that's wild, dude.
Black market.
So what happened to who accepted that pizza? Bitcoin. Someone somewhere?
That's a pizza delivery driver who made a lot of money in the end. They had
but does he know that? What does he do with it? Like, is it sitting on a USB drive somewhere in his car?
Yeah, probably. If he never actually cashed it out, he might have it. There's actually like Bitcoin hunters that look for like the USB keys and stuff for the wallets that hold the Bitcoin. There are people that can track down what you did.
Is there any way to find out where they all are?
No.
And were they all generated at once? Or does every time you make a transaction, it generates a new number and a new key?
I don't know. There's so many numbers and so many keys that it's like impossible to get the same number twice.
Okay.
So it creates them at that time. And it's so unique.
Here's my other question. There was a big thing about environmental issues. We're like, so how do you mine Bitcoins? Because you can actually use your computer to solve puzzles, solve mathematics, and earn you Bitcoin, like 0.05 Bitcoin a week or something.
Yeah, it's hashing. So like somehow the numbers add up to make it equal. So you're looking for these like ridiculously long numbers to equal something at the end. So it all balances out and it mathematically solves a block. And that's when you're mining. You are putting so much energy and work in that eventually you solve a block and you get that small reward in the end.
Here's my thing. Who made that puzzle?
Satoshi.
No, he didn't. His machine did, right?
This is cryptographic 101.
Okay, so go ahead, break it down. Here's where I get real confused. So you can mine for cryptocurrency. You can use video cards, which were why they were so expensive, because video cards can do the most processes per second. I think it's more like it's spreading out and solving simple problems over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yep.
To get a key? Is that the idea?
Yeah, pretty much. So if you're thinking about like making something so it's cryptic, say you had the word hello and then you shifted every letter up one to make it so it didn't look like hello, but your key is actually just shift the letter differently. Shift it one down. Now imagine taking hello and then shifting it via 5 different digits so that you needed the 5-digit code in order to unlock it.
5-digit code for H, 5-digit code for E, 5-digit code for this.
I'm talking about like one letter has one different number, one unique number to it, and then it would be like H is shifted by this number, E is shifted by that number, L the other number, L the other number, O the other number.
This is called a one shift, right? Because we're only shifting everything once. But go ahead.
And then take something like, I think Bitcoin uses like SHA-256.
So 256
yeah.
Encryption?
Yes.
Oh, for each digit?
Yeah, it uses the same length of wallet number with the crypto number. So that's like 256 bit times 256 bits, which is what they say is like it would take eons to solve someone's wallet by doing it via brute force. It would take all the computing power on Earth, and it would still take like hundreds of years.
So what are these video cards doing that are shortcutting it?
The video card is used because it's a simple, like, for every pixel you have, it's like calculating very simple things.
One or two.
Yeah,
one or two.
essentially.
On or off. On or off. On or off. On or off. And it does it over and over, faster than any other device we have, correct?
Well, I think it's doing alpha RGB, which is red, green, blue. So it's giving you color and then opacity. So it's taking those elements and then combining them with crypto. So that's like 24 bits or 32 bits.
So it's giving you
simplistic
three options. 1, 3 options, 2, 3 options off, 3 options, 1.
It's still it's a simplistic. So you just ruined it. But no, like the value that they're calculating for video is it's very similar 32-bit for crypto. So it's using the simple like crunching of numbers for like a single pixel that is happening for your calculations on the blockchain.
Okay.
Does that solve it?
I believe you.
Yes.
No, not at all. But I mean, but I will take your word for it, and we've gone as far as we can go into it without getting into the actual numbers.
Other processors are designed for more complicated things that are unnecessary for hashing. I'll say it that way.
Okay. So we're wasting time and effort with energy. So that's why video cards are so expensive. Makes sense to me.
And by mining it, you're actually producing transactions and verifying transactions. So you're being paid to verify the transactions on the blockchain.
So that's the other thing that's weird. So these transactions happen on the daily. Someone might trade their Bitcoin 4 times or use it 3 times and get a new one.
Yep.
Someone has to verify this, take this long string, place it onto the blockchain. Is that kind of what's happening? And you're verifying it?
It's the sharing of like 2 different keys, and the keys get combined, and then it gets put in the blockchain.
Someone has to share that information. So it's you, the miner?
You're not revealing what your private key is. There's a public key that is allowing the transaction to happen.
But you're transcribing the public key, essentially, are you?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair. So you're doing work for the blockchain, sort of. And that's where you're getting paid for a little bit?
Yeah, let's just sum up as yes.
Okay, that's fine. I don't know the details. That's why I'm asking, but I do know this much. So really, you can work for Bitcoin and the blockchain and doing the work because there's no one here, there's no bank, there's no people employed, correct? So it's like self-employed a little bit?
Yeah, anyone can download the code and just start doing it. It's the people that have been there from the beginning and earned more Bitcoin because it was more valuable back then. Or Bitcoin was less, the price of Bitcoin was lower in the beginning, but it had more upside.
And it was worth making these transactions
more Bitcoin for what you were doing.
So now you're kind of wasting your time.
Here's
the other question.
The energy used is like fueling a small country.
So the energy used, are we creating more CO2 because of this shit? Like I've seen articles like that. Yes. Now it's from, really?
Definitely.
Huh. No shit.
Because we're using
You sent me a motherboard that had like 19 slot.
Oh shit,
Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing.
It's wild. So hold on. You can buy a motherboard that's ready for bit mining, and it holds 19
PCIe
video cards.
slots. Yeah.
Has anyone ever made a computer?
That's insane.
At most, you need 2. Sometimes it's like, oh, this one only has 1. It's like, I'll deal with it. This one has 2. It's like, wow, that's a bonus. This one has 19. That's insane.
Yeah.
What if I put like a 1080 Ti like to work? Am I wasting my money? Sort of. It's like overkill, right? Because there are certain ones that are good at the base.
Yeah, there's
rudimentary. Like you're wasting your money if you have an advanced video card, right? It's like almost like you need a decent to middling video card. Worth it? I have no idea.
I've heard that if you're using a video card, it's a little bit inefficient because they have these other machines called asic machines, which are specifically designed to do hashing. So they're actually energy efficient to a point where it makes more sense. And those machines, when Bitcoin was going crazy, they could not be bought. They were already bought, and the people had them, and the people who had them were willing to pay way more than anyone else who did not have them. So you could not buy them. You could ask for them 2 years out.
Supply and demand, folks. We're back at supply and demand. Interesting.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about?
Go ahead.
I guess we talk about crashes. You want to talk about crashes?
How about the Bitcoin price up and down? The up and down. So Bitcoin's wild because cryptocurrency is like everything. It's like 18 million different startups. It's like Litecoin, Flightcoin,
Ethereum,
Bitcoin,
XRP,
Ethereum, suck my Dickcoin, Bitcoin,
EOS
coin, butthole lickers coin. There's like so many
Doji
coins.
There's
Doji.
Dog. They made a joke currency with the dog on the coin, and it was
DOGGE, dog.
Doji.
Like the Isho Baju, wherever that dog is.
I'm trying to find where that is. I don't know. It's
Isho Baju.
I bet I could find it.
Anyway, you can literally invest in all these different Bitcoins, essentially, but they're called cryptocurrency.
There's only $340 million in Dogecoin, so that's
only $340 million.
Yeah.
So here's the wild thing. Some of them get started up overnight, have a real web address, have a real startup, everything. Don't they disappear overnight? Isn't that like a story that happens sometimes?
So in that craze, there was a currency that came along and allowed you to invest, and it gave you contracts. So when you invested, it was indelible, the contract that was given to you for that particular startup coin. And the startup coins had no legal authority in any state to make sure that they were doing anything productive with that money. So they could
they're not regulated anywhere.
They could make them sound fantastic. I was actually involved in with somebody who tried to start a coin and failed. They didn't garner enough hype and attention, and they didn't use enough key terms in a logical way. So they failed almost.
You allowed to say who it was?
I think it was called Mind Coin. This is kind of like ridiculous. It was
Minecraft. That's weird.
It was Mind, MIND.
Oh.
It was supposed to store your knowledge on the blockchain so that you could go back to it and share it with other people.
I feel like that's exaggerated.
Yeah.
Matrix coin. Matrix coin.
So yeah, there was a huge crash because so many people get so fervent about it, and they get everyone that doesn't know anything about it. They get on the train, they have a fear of missing out, and they just throw money at it. They say, "Hey, this is going up and up and up."
We're starting unpinned coin, right?
Panda coin.
Let's just say
no panda.
What are the rules? Like, everyone sends us money. We're getting ready. We're going to IPO. We're going to release soon, folks. Couldn't we take the 400 million people sent us and start up money and just walk with it? How does that work?
That would be immoral, Nick. That would be a terrible thing to do.
Is it illegal?
I don't know. It's a hairy issue.
It's like a 24-hour period?
I mean, you could send it through various channels, and the money would come out clean on the other side. That's
now I know why my father's hated Planet Facts.
Oh, why is that? Because it sounds like bullshit.
Because I hate Bitcoin facts.
Oh.
Well, Bitcoin. Go over the price up and down of Bitcoin, because I think that's interesting.
Sure. So
what was that big crash? Do you have it up? All right, good.
Yeah, that was back in 2017, December. It was up to $19,600.
2009 when it started. You said $5-ish?
Wait. Let me get the. I have to.
Yeah, I just went to the starting point. It's interesting, the story. It's like, whoa, what?
It is interesting, the story. The earliest one they have on here is 2013, which I guess is when this website started.
Everyone went public, whatever, sure.
$100. Not bad.
$100. Buy Bitcoin for $100. It's like, I'm buying in. Sure. It's like stock. I got it.
Yeah. And then
buy hookahs with this.
4 years later ish, 4.5 years later, $19,500. $500. So the return on that would be what, Nick?
That's a large number. So 100 to 19,000?
Yep.
That's like a 5% increase. No, 19%. 1,900.
I would 190 times. So that's like, I don't even, like 19,000% or something.
Oh, 19,000%. God damn.
That sounds ridiculous when you can't even say it because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it's illogical. Anyway, it spiked and then it dropped down to like 6,000. Almost, maybe 7,000.
When was this crash? When was this crash? Because this is important.
3 months later. You want to reiterate?
Yeah. When? No. Give me the date.
The day before Chinese New Year.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
Because all over Reddit, there were people who were like, I convinced my wife I wanted to buy into Bitcoin, and then they bought it when it was like at like 18,000 or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just about the peak. And then 3 weeks, months, days later.
3 months.
3 months later, it's worth
less than half.
1/3. About a third.
Yes.
About a third. So if you put your life savings into it, and you're convinced your wife you could do it, boom, you're down to a third of your money.
Money disappears.
It was just funny because it does.
You're trying to state your case that it's.
No. I'm just saying. Hold on. Do as many people make money as lose money in the stock market? Is that an accurate statement?
Yes.
For someone to make money, someone has to lose money.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yep.
So when you're making money on the AP top 50,
S&P.
what is it called? Sure.
I think it's Standard and Poor's.
Who's losing money?
Probably the people who don't know what the hell's going on, which is a majority of people apparently. Who's gaining money? Who do you think is gaining money?
No. Everyone who has money is gaining money.
And the people who are analyzing it using computers, like quants.
Quants.
Mm-hmm.
Can you break that down for me further? Do you have any programs you'd like to talk about?
So, I am a quant. I have never made any money with it because it has yet to be released.
God, I almost threw up. Jesus Christ.
Do I make you sick, Nick? You like this, Nick? Huh?
You did.
So, it's analyzing past trends, creating historical knowledge via computer, which then analyzes it and determines the profitability and the odds of the outcome of buying a stock at a certain period of time. Shove that
my
down
dad
your
would
gullet.
really. No, I'm going to tell my dad this exact sentence. He's not going to like it. He's going to say, "What the hell did you say to me?
You want to fight?
I'm going to make burgers next week. Are you sure?" I'm going to say, "Dad, listen. It's speculation based on probability based on current trends in the market." And he's going to be like, "You say that to me again, we're going to have a fist fight."
So the whole thing is that there's a lot of computing power for determining what's going to happen, and not all of it is probabilistic, but there's a majority of it that people are getting screwed out of money because a computer is trading against them. Put it simply, you're fighting a computer. How do you like that, Nick? The computers are winning.
It's weird. No, they're not winning. This is the weird part. Think about this. Those computers are suddenly going to be competing against other computers once they become readily available and affordable. And guess what? They're not going to be able to predict them the same way they predict people.
It's true, because people are emotional.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't react fast enough for a computer.
You talk about fast enough. There's a weird thing where if you find out what's happening with the stock before anyone else, you can make a lot of money. Bada bing.
Insider trading.
Oh, are we going there?
So you're cheating the computers out of their money, which is a fantastic idea, is what you're saying?
That's a great idea.
Let's screw those computers
Fuck
over.
Computers.
And the other people who don't know anything.
Yeah, those people too. Sorry, people.
So if
you were associated with computers, I'm sorry.
If you own a majority of stock, which is like more than 5% of a company, then you are dictated by the SEC, which is the Securities Exchange Commission, a federal arm of the government, that you are required to report what you're about to trade. So you're
Good Lord, this is bullshit.
You're not allowed
government,
to act
get out of my business.
information.
So you can, but you have to wait a certain period, correct?
You're not allowed to. I don't know how they would discover it.
Wait.
Martha Stewart?
What if you wait like 2 days? Yeah.
Hold on. Dumb enough to get
what
caught.
if someone... Hold on. This is the craziest part. So someone calls me and says, hey, Nick, I'm a big fan of the Panders.
The Raven is going to swoop in at midnight, and you better have
my buddy from Chicago just bought a lot of stock. But let me tell you this. It's not going to work out too good. You guys are going to take a big hit because he's a child molester. And I go, excuse me? And I go, yeah, he just made the news. He's molesting kids. And I say, I don't know who you are, sir. I don't know who bought my stock. I don't care. Everyone can have my stock. And he says, well, this guy's diddling kids. All I'm saying is it's going to hit the news. See you, Nick. And he hangs up. And I go, oh, shit.
I better sell my negative stock.
Exactly. Is that illegal to sell my stock at that point?
Yes.
He's going to be arrested. Why?
It's insider trading. You're not allowed to act on private information.
So I'm supposed to sit there, let the world know some diddler bought my stock.
Hold your finger over the mouse click until it comes out on the news.
Well, what's that? Which news station? Like CNN?
The first one.
The first one? Is that true?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Break public information.
So are there news stations that are
in on it? Probably.
Yeah. And wait, and hold on. Are like low profile, like they make them a month before? Would it be worth it to make a news station a month before, have them publish 4 things? Because I'm sure the news regulation must be like, it must publish 4 things. And then release the information to no one because no one follows them. But it's...
I like how your master plan is to screw over the computers and people who are not on the know with money that you don't have, that is not invested in a company that will never exist.
No. I'm assuming I have some... I'm assuming I have money. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't do any of this shit. I'd be like... Take my money, you goddamn robots. I hate you.
Yes.
Look,
I just imagine people running around in giant bags of money on their backs. Being like, I wanted this.
With the money sign?
Yeah.
The money sign?
I
know there's ways to game it. I know there's ways to play it. I know there's smart things to do. I don't friggin' know what they are.
Flash crashes? You want to talk about that?
No, I don't want to.
Wow. Well, that's too bad, Nick, because we're going to go into it.
What's a flash crash?
A flash crash. There's one that happened, I forget the stock name, but somebody mistyped a 0, and they sold 10 or 100 times more stock than they intended. And they owned a lot of it, so they caused the price of the stock to drop. When the price of the stock drops over like 30%, then the exchange takes notice and pauses trades. They'll actually reverse trades, and they'll correct what happened.
They'll fix that over 30?
Yeah, I think.
What if something balloons in value or devalues? Seriously, what if the president of a company is a kid diddler?
And it drops, then I guess that's a justified change.
So you're not getting your money back?
I don't know, Nick. Are you getting your money back?
God damn it!
Why would you invest in a kid diddler?
I didn't know he was. No. It was called Unpanders. It was Unpander Dan, and I thought I put all my money in.
So the same thing happened. Black Monday, I think they call it. Black Tuesday. October 1929.
fuck are you talking about?
Percentage change, the market lost 4% of its value in 2 days.
That's a rough 2 days. That's like a 24%.
So I love The Great Gatsby because it focuses on this era where people are so self-indulgent and exuberant. And when it pops, the richest of the rich have been living so highly and on money that is essentially fabricated. Yeah. It's in thin air. And then it crashes and everything falls apart. The Roaring '20s ends.
Wait, is that the Great Depression?
Yeah, that's the beginning of the Great Depression because so many people have leveraged themselves into the stock market because it was so fruitful that when it got destroyed, they had nothing. The richest people went to dust.
So what I said earlier,
shoes.
Well, your money comes from somewhere, right?
Comes from corporations, which are valued on the stock market.
It comes from somewhere. Whether it's people being screwed out of money or people being flamfloozled or bamboozled or
it could be an honest business that just makes money in general, Nick.
No, it's not.
It could be providing
you serious?
The shirt or the house you're living in or the drums behind you or those pillows or that crappy cheetah decorative throw you have on that ottoman right there.
That's the ottoman itself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't. I am very sorry.
So what do you think about the prices right now? You got to keep going. They're at an all-time high, which has been very profitable. Yeah, we're getting close.
Because we're going to finish up this episode.
I'm going to make you piss yourself on camera.
No, it's not even piss. It's my head is like exploding because I don't agree with these speculations. Numbers.
You don't agree with putting money in the stock market?
No, I don't.
So when we talk about me, I put money in. I was able to save money throughout my 20s, and I have a decent amount of money. Now, I have lost on certain trades. Tens of thousands of dollars, maybe?
God damn it, that's not even a number I've even seen. But go ahead.
Yeah, there's certain ones that I feel like there are stocks out there that are intended to take your money because their probability is in question.
Trickery.
Yes.
So hold on. There are stocks literally out there that get created to suck you in, take your money, and disappear. And that's how they make their money, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
That's how I feel about every goddamn stock in the world, buddy. Okay?
But what about like Exxon, which is like the largest company, the most...
No, I think Exxon's going to disappear tomorrow if I put money in it. Okay? That's how I feel. For real. Could you tell me on your children's lives that Exxon stock is going to be fine tomorrow?
I would probably buy consumer goods stock, such as like Procter &
No.
I would definitely buy that. They're
well.
perfect through a recession, a depression.
Stop it! Nobody buy whatever the hell he's buying.
It's probably going to go up in price during a recession.
Although I worked in the consumer goods and cleaning materials, and Procter & Gamble's a pretty good company. They buy a lot of good stuff. I will not disagree with him. You just got arrested, pal.
I don't own any.
Thanks, Dan.
I won't own any in the next 2 or 3 days. So by the time this episode airs, I will maybe own some.
By the time this episode airs, you will have bought it and sold it. But
So yeah. Have you ever looked at a stock chart with candles?
No.
No?
What do I look like? Richie Rich?
Have you ever heard the really wealthy people drive by in their really wealthy cars and say, stock market? And you go, oh.
The other day, a guy drove by, rolled down his fucking window and said, do you have any gray poupon?
Clean my windows.
And I said, gray poupon,
take this
pal.
Newspaper, buddy.
Pal, gray poupon's like $5 at the grocery store. Why would you have to be rich to have gray poupon?
the other kind of mustard? What's the kind of mustard?
No.
Yellow?
No.
Yellow?
Oh, French's. It's called French's. But think of this. All right, so a jar of French's costs you like $3.99 or something. Grey Poupon costs you $5.99 for a smaller amount.
Yeah.
It's not that much more. You can make the rich joke.
That's true. McCormick is also a great company you can invest in.
Stop.
They make French's.
All right. Do they?
Yes, they do.
Wait, McCormick? That's French?
Uh-huh.
Ah, interesting. I didn't know that.
Would you trust a company like McCormick?
Yeah, I actually would. Yeah, they've been around for like a dozen years. I'd put money in McCormick.
Yeah.
I like their
if
spices.
you had in 2009, you'd have 4 times.
Let's see if I did it in 1928. Let's say.
Let's go back to the beginning. 1979 is when they were first traded.
Let's say I put money in 1928 because I knew their family was going to be good.
You didn't. I don't know if it existed back then. Did it?
It didn't. But I'm saying if I offered them money in 1928, if I offered to suck his dick in 1928,
everyone was following along until then.
1989
is when it was founded, actually.
They were like,
130 years ago.
Interesting. Wait.
It was founded.
1928. I'm just saying they were around.
It's like, I need a time machine to go suck someone's dick. It's like, what are you taking on you with your trip?
That's insider trading. I think you need to stop.
The SEC guy goes with you to make sure you do not. He's like, He's
I'm not swallowing. I didn't swallow.
Wow. So if you actually went back to the original day, you'd have 162 times whatever you put in there. So,
God damn, I'd be rich. For sucking that.
You might be able to retire on that dick.
What I'm saying, gang, is that we're talking about fake money. I literally hate fake money. I literally can't stand it. I can't. Dan, he loves fake money. It's his favorite thing. He wants to make a machine that can make you fake money.
Mind money. I can think it. It exists.
We're talking about people who mine money using video cards. I don't give a shit, folks. Do you give a shit?
I tried this. I didn't make any. I didn't solve a block.
Maybe your video cards weren't good enough. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I would agree.
So what we're talking about here is
highs right now.
Really?
You know,
officially.
Yeah, we are. It broke through the highest level it's ever been. Some would say that we're at a peak, and it might fall off that peak. Price to earnings ratios. Cape Shiller.
How
do you
like
say that word?
Candlestick.
Cape Shiller is cyclically adjusted price to earnings ratio.
Holy shit!
So what you're talking about, value, the value of a stock versus its actual price is the highest it's ever been. People are paying so much for stocks right now that it's just absurd.
Oh. Huh. Holy crap.
So you shouldn't invest right now, Nick. Save your money or the money you don't have, because you shouldn't invest right now. It's a terrible time. But I will say that if you had invested equally in the past along the whole span of history, you would make out pretty well. But right now, probably not.
Can you figure out what I would have made right now if I invested in ancient China gold?
I don't know what you mean by that. Ancient Chinese gold.
Mm-hmm.
The value of gold from the beginning of time is what you're asking for?
Yeah, sure.
Is
there a machine that does that? That's great. This sucker, dude.
I guess if you were to invest in gold, the first time it was traded was in 1985 on the New York Stock Exchange.
I hope not that year. Are you serious?
I don't. Well, this is the first one that shows up, but it's. I don't think.
Shows up.
The shows up.
That's weird.
I'm starting to
like fish.
What? It swims up the shore from the shoal. That's the first time anyone saw it, because it's evolving, buddy. It's about to grow into something big, like a human.
Here's a real quick point. Let's say I had $1 billion too.
Yeah.
Put it in there.
Why would you put it in there?
I just felt strongly about shoals.
Shoals? Foot powder?
Yeah. Folks, Jesus Christ, I can't do any more of this technical stuff. I can't do theoretical money. I can't do stocks. I can't do any of that bullshit. I hate Dan. I hate theoretical stocks. I hate all of this.
This is the most fun I've ever had. I love seeing you hate something.
I just, honestly,
like if I can't see it.
Yeah, because honestly, if I can't lift a hammer and hit it, if I can't pick it up and put it into a truck, if I can't physically touch it, it's not real. It's not Ford tough. It's not for real.
Williams.
What I'm saying, folks, is investigate it in your own times. If this PO ever goes public on Panderers, we will actually let anyone who's watched this episode or previous first dibs. We call that the ISO, IPO, ISP, IPS.
Oh no. I'm going to keep this going because he's going to just fall asleep at the corner.
No, I'm ready to goddamn end the episode.
Recap? You want to do a recap?
Sure. Let's do a recap.
You got to get in now because it's going to go to the moon. I'm bullish on this. Actually, no, I'm bearish.
We got
stock market crash.
Like a bearish accident.
Yeah, crypto.
The stock market can only go as far as it can go.
Ethereum.
AP.
Litecoin.
What they're gonna put there? Oh,
Litecoin. Hold some positions. Seek some alpha. There's some volatility. Candlesticks. All those patterns.
Shit.
Hope. Hype. Hodl. Growth. Stock buybacks. We didn't cover that.
Oh, we didn't cover that.
That's the reason why it's so high right now.
Another episode.
Compound interest, high frequency trading, computers.
High frequency coax cables. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
And that's it.
Wow. And we covered it all.
This concludes our episode.
Our episode was great. It covered everything you guys wanted to talk about. Stock exchange. What really happens. Like the dirt, the nitty gritty. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We will absolutely get back to you. We will even give you tips and tricks on how to make your money back.
Nick will even take your tip.
40, 100
wholly into his mouth. But I like you in a respectful manner, people. All of you.
I like you.
We like you a lot, respectfully. You need to brush the back of your tongue. Let's send that to our friend at Favorite Guest.
Oh my god. Thank you guys.